afternoon, or morning, or whenever you're watching.
Have we started?
Yes, I have. But we can start again.
Let's start again.
Okay. Hello everyone.
We're back together.
She missed me so much. She
I
couldn't
did.
do anything without it. It was great.
I was bereft, lost, and miserable. Just a joke.
I was too, really. I'm just teasing.
But we've come back for a cracker of a topic. Chocolate!
Chocolate! This is tricky for me at the moment because I'm off chocolate desserts and puds, but I'm putting that to one side so that we can bring you some nice chocolate news. Because there are times when you get overwhelmed with chocolate, aren't there?
This is it. I thought one of the main things we should talk about when it comes to this little video is why would you freeze chocolate? The reasons you would freeze chocolate. Maybe like Alex, you're going through a phase where you want to be off sweets for a while and you have some perfectly nice chocolate and you think, well, I'm not throwing it out, but I'm going to eat chocolate again one day, so I want to keep it.
One day it'll be just the thing.
You may have over-chocolated the season. So this is especially after Christmas or Easter. And that's actually what's inspired this video, because I was going through my cupboards the other day and I found Easter eggs!
How do you forget you've got chocolate in the house?
I
always know the GPS coordinates of all chocolate and sweets and naughty things.
I should point out it is June at this point, so we're way past Easter. But because I have a little girl and lots of people brought her eggs for the first time, we had far too much chocolate, and she's only a baby, so she's never going to have more than a nibble.
That would have been a fun week.
So, yeah, crawl on the walls. So, down! So they were put in a cupboard and
Oh my god,
forgot
but you've got a use-by date on the bottom of there as well.
Yeah, so it does have a use-by date, which is October in this case. So of course we could break into it now, but the beauty of freezing chocolate is it will keep for up to a year.
Could you just mob that in the freezer as it is?
No.
Oh,
No.
tell me more.
So with chocolate, you need to make sure, like everything else, that as much air is removed as possible and that it's in freezing suitable materials. So those can be freezer bags or airtight containers designed for the freezer. I wouldn't just do foil. I would wrap it in paper, baking parchment paper, foil. The more layers the better.
Yeah.
But ideally, freezer bags or airtight freezer boxes.
Does it matter about the cocoa solids or anything like that? How much milk's in there, or is it all just as same advice for all? Airtight in a year?
Yeah, airtight in the year is the guidance for all. But the less fat and sugar that is in the chocolate, the better it will keep. The reason that chocolate can go wrong in freezing is because it's got a reasonable amount of fat and sugar in it. And this can cause two types of spoilage in a freezer. One's called sugar bloom and one's called fat bloom. And these are when...
I'm going to steal that for next January. How are you? I'm in fat bloom. Sounds much nicer.
I need to get my notes, she's put me off. So it's when the fat and the sugar crystallise that you get these formations called blooms. Sugar bloom is the main problem. It makes the chocolate chalky, a weird texture, and it makes it bitter. Fat bloom's not so much of a problem, that just looks like a kind of film on the chocolate as it defrosts. It's a little bit unpleasant, but sugar bloom is,
Well, we'd rather not have it by the
is the
sounds
real
of it.
problem. So that's why dark chocolate will freeze better and keep for longer than milk chocolate.
It's also better for you.
And I prefer it personally, but that's just
Well, you would. You are very good at liking things that the majority of us haven't evolved past. Or to.
evolved past.
I haven't evolved past the very milky, yummy, chocky. I haven't evolved past that yet. But we're trying.
Indeed. The trick to freezing chocolate is to do it slowly. So
not the fast freeze draw this time.
Not the fast freeze draw this time, no. The advice is to put the chocolate in the container you're going to keep it in, put it in the fridge first for a few hours to cool it down, and then put it in the freezer.
Fair enough.
And when you take it out, to reverse that process. So the slower it cools and the slower it thaws, the better.
Oh, it's very high maintenance freezing chocolate, isn't it? Well, relatively so. That's not really hard work, but that's a bit more than some. I suppose if you've been given some nice chocolate, then you don't want to have it be less nice when you've got it out the other side just for want of a couple of steps.
No, not quite. There are several ways you can take advantage of excess chocolate you might have around for use down the line. So we're not talking about just freezing a bar to defrost it later. So one of the things we could do with my excess eggs there is to either grate them or just break them up into pieces. If you grate, you can use it for decoration. So do you remember when you made the yogurt slabs?
Yes. And I did it when it was warm actually, which wasn't great because when you held the bar it was all melting all over you as you were trying to get the force through to grate it. So yeah, if you did it when it was frozen, that would be better.
Yeah, and you can also, if the chocolate's cool, so you put it in the fridge for a little bit and then grate it, and then put your gratings or chocolate curls you can do if you take a grater alongside chocolate and make curls. You can freeze those as well. And then when you come to use them as a decoration, you use them straight from frozen. So when you were making the yogurt slabs, you would just grab your chocolate out of the freezer.
And it would be better for hot chocolate, I suppose, as well, wouldn't it? You just get a couple of spoonfuls of that and then
exactly
much quicker.
Or on top of a trifle or a cheesecake. So if you make any of these types of things where you use chocolate decorations, having a bunch in the freezer will save you time and effort at the time that you're baking.
Lovely.
And the other thing is breaking it up, so that if you're making cookies, for example, chocolate chip, anything with chocolate chips in it, if you just hammer up the eggs if you can't be bothered with grating, and that gives you little chunks, then muffins,
that sounds like
cookies,
a good activity as well.
Cakes,
just smashing eggs into little bitty bits. Quite tension reliever.
That's it. It's like when you bash up biscuits to make a cheesecake base. Just put it in the bag, bash it up, and then when you go to bake, whether it's your cookies or your muffins or whatever, or even your ice cream, you can just put it in straight from frozen.
Mint chocolate ice cream.
Mint chocolate ice cream.
So that's eggs and bars and things like that, but what about if you get candied sweets like Smarties, things like that?
And M&Ms. Yes.
M&Ms? Yes. Another good one.
Those can absolutely be frozen. Follow
Same.
exactly the same process as a bar of chocolate or the curls or the chocolate chips. Those will freeze beautifully again up to 12 months. So
see if you can hang on that long.
See if you can hang on.
And if you've got chocolate cake, see cake video.
See cake video. Chocolate cake freezes exactly the same as any other cake. So we've made a video on how to freeze cakes. So
Go and watch that.
Go and watch that. The other thing is you could also make a chocolate sauce. So if you simply melt down chocolate and add a bit of cream,
Yes.
a bit of vanilla.
Oh, like if you're doing dippy fondue.
If you were making a dippy fondue, make a sauce exactly the same way as that.
What was that delicious one you used to make? It was something to do with Toblerone, wasn't it?
Toblerone fondue.
Go on, tell me how you do that.
You melt a Toblerone down, you put cream in it.
Good. And I suppose you could freeze it in little cups maybe that you were planning to serve it in if you went over the top with enough cling film. And then you could just put them out and let them get to room temperature, and then there's your pudding.
If the only thing you have is your ice cube trays, whack the sauce in your ice cube trays and then pop them out.
Good old ice cube.
Let them thaw, dippy fun. There's plenty of really useful reasons to have chocolate in the freezer. So if you're ever in a quandary, if you're in a seasonal related quandary, a diet related quandary, or if it's really hot for some reason. I mean, we're in the UK, so it doesn't actually get phenomenally hot here. But I have lived in countries where it does get very hot, and you don't want chocolate sitting around, and you probably put it in the fridge anyway. So if it's taking up room and you just think, oh, I want this out of the way, why not freeze it?
Quite.